All right, hello, and welcome to episode one and the very first installment of Tavern Talks, a podcast for the Try Hard Tavern Discord, where we talk all things from THT, from video games to content creation to everything in between. My name is Ark, and I am joined at, I guess, our bar top today by a few of my good buddies. First and foremost, the famous JK. Go ahead and say hi.
Hello, everyone.
I am also joined by Mr. Sauce Boss
Hello, hello, hello.
and Mr. Lanky Paul as well.
How's it going, guys?
And last but not least, Mr. Silver Hammer.
Hi.
Hi, indeed. So,
Hi.
so this is the first time that we're gonna run this little Tavern Talks podcast. We'll just get together, every couple of weeks, just chat about some stuff and just have a good time. So, what have you guys been up to lately? Tell me what's going on in the life of all of you.
I guess I can go first. I just got back from a little kind of mini trip over the weekend. Went to go do a fun kind of bourbon distillery trip out in Wisconsin, and I've been playing PC Building Simulator like it's my day job.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I sure have.
Is that actually fun? I think I've seen that on.
It's actually so addicting. It's like that feedback loop that you get with Minecraft.
Oh, yeah.
Of just like, hey, do a job, get a new task,
Hmm.
make money, try and build the best computers you can with like terrible parts. I am like, when I say I haven't been this hooked on something in a while, I mean it, and it's actually really, really fun.
That's pretty funny. I like that. DJ, what have you been up to lately?
Well, this weekend I had tequila for the second time in my life, so
Only the
that
second
was not.
time?
Yeah, remember the tequila I had in college?
Oh
That was the
man,
that was the first tequila I ever had.
the desert dirt water or whatever we called it at the time.
The
Oh my god.
gasoline,
Yeah,
yes.
I don't think I can express to you guys enough that aren't in here. When I tried that, I don't think I've tasted anything as vile and as absolutely terrible as whatever that was. It was so bad. I like don't even know what to really compare it to be honest.
Gasoline.
Yeah, that's not a bad not a bad
Straight
description.
fire.
Yeah. Oh man, it's like somebody took like just straight dirt and gasoline, kind of mixed it together, and just did like a little drop of like actual liquid in there to make it somewhat bearable. Oh man, it's so
Oh, it
bad.
hits hard.
Oh yeah, no, I took half a shot and it was like absolutely
Damn.
terrible.
Oof.
Oh man, saucy boss. Garrett, what have you been up to lately?
Well, uh, just big student schedule lately. I mean, personally, that's been me. Just been chilling doing that. Working on a little tower defense game right now, as part of like a school project. But
Oh yeah,
that's something that's going on.
cool.
And meanwhile, in the works, yeah, slowly trying to get a little Blood Bowl League going as like a little side thing. So just like stay tuned for that. Nothing confirmed yet, but
Hmm.
we that's basically what I've been up to. A little bit of this, a
Cool.
little bit of that,
What
and
I
yeah.
mean, I'm sure you'll talk about it like a little bit here, but like,
hmm
what is Blood Bowl? Like, I don't think I've ever heard of it.
The Blood Bowl is basically the tabletop board game from Games Workshop, and so it was like adapted to video game afterwards, and there was an original Blood Bowl that was released, but the game that we'd be playing is Blood Bowl 2. And it's so much fun actually. It's basically like it's like a fantasy football manager, but like you're
Hmm.
actually playing the games and the whole football game's like played out on this like grid.
Hmm.
And so this grid tile system, it's like a tactics football sort of game. So you're able to like draft your team and then play games with them and level up your players and like upgrade them with different skills and stuff.
Sure.
And it's like that type of a football game. And the season runs like pretty decently long, and I don't know, people really get into it. It's hype.
That's cool.
Yeah. So
I'll look
there's
for it.
some yeah, there's some people that could just like really take over,
Hmm.
if they could get
Yeah.
interested. I know a few people that would probably really enjoy it. So yeah.
Yeah, I get what you're saying for sure. Sean, what have you been up to lately?
Oh, I've been enjoying the new Overwatch 2 lately a lot. Been getting really into that recently. And other than that, I've just been grinding a lot of Guilty Gear, trying to get up to heaven. We're very, very close, and we just keep getting a little bit short. So, we've just been grinding it out a lot lately.
Heck yeah.
Nice. Sorry, I was chatting to my roommate. I'm already ignoring you guys, so that's great.
Wow.
Yeah, my bad. Oh, it was like a little bit about what like I've been up to, I guess. Man, it's very, very busy. I coach the esports team here at the university I work at, and
Right.
I think I vastly underestimated like the work schedule a little bit. I mean, I kind of had an idea of what it was going to be like, but once we start getting into competition and we're competing like 4 or 5 times a week, man, the days get pretty long. But our Smash Ultimate team got their first win this last week, so that was pretty cool.
Let's
Hell
go.
Not bad,
Yeah.
not bad.
Let's go. The boys are working hard.
Yeah, no,
That's huge.
they've been improving a lot. It's like I have 2 kind of like really like consistent players. One that's like in track and field, so it's hard for him to be there a lot, and then I have to pick and choose from like one other person from like 3 other games. So it's like it's hard to even like put a roster together for them. But no, they played super well. We played against Mid America Christian. It was a really good set. We won 2-0 each time. It was a crew battle format. It was actually really funny too. I got a chance, actually. Their coach asked if we wanted to do a coaches match afterwards, so I played against their GA and then against their coach too. So that was a lot of fun. I lost 2-1 to the GA, but then I beat the head coach. So I mean, I'm not totally washed, I guess, but
Not totally.
but it is what it is. So I've been staying busy with that, and we're just kind of running this thing now. So that's a little bit on introductions there. I'm gonna kick it on over to a quick transition here, and we'll talk about some of the Discord server news. We'll see you in a second. All right, and welcome to our Discord server news section of the episode here. Just a little chance to talk about some of the things that are going on in the Discord server. If you guys don't pay attention to it too much, or if you just kind of want an update, this is our time to just kind of talk about a few things that are going on. So we mentioned it already, but I'll let Garrett talk a little bit about Blood Bowl and what that all entails.
Yeah, so that might have totally taken over my whole entire introduction, just selling out over Blood Bowl. But trust me, it was only because I was so passionate. No, honestly though, I'll keep it short, but yeah, if anybody is interested or would like to join a potential Blood Bowl 2 league happening, react to that message that I posted in general today, and I can start seeing about some numbers to try and get some sort of league together, because I think that'd be kind of cool. We started to try and do one before, but it just sort of puttered out. So I have an idea with a new system that'll hopefully last the distance.
Sure.
So
So-
Garrett, this is a game on Steam, right?
It is a game on
How-
Steam. Yeah, it's
like
and it's also on
$2.
sale. I'll also probably link that eventually, so everybody can have an access to check it out, whether or not they'd want to play or not. It's just like, yeah, if you have it, that'd be great. If you don't, yeah, I'll be able to link it up so you can play. It's a fun little game. I'll hopefully, once I get a little bit more confirms, I can maybe create a video of like a quick how-to, like beginner's guide type thing
Sure.
as a possibility. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. No,
Good
it sounds like
opportunity.
a lot of fun. Hopefully we get a little bit of interest in that. So if you guys are interested in joining the Blood Bowl League, just make sure you hit up Sauce, react to that message, ask questions. Somebody's always there to answer. Speaking of things that have petered out over time, we actually finally managed to close out APDL Season 7 this last week here.
Let's go.
So your boy, the commissioner, finally got his first league championship, as casual and scuffed as it was. But
Yeah.
with that being said, we are now accepting signups for APDL Season 8. In the past, we've done draft teams where, everybody hops in the Discord, we draft a full team of 10, and you play with that for the first, couple of weeks or throughout the duration of the season. This time, however, we're going to run a rental league. So it's going to be It's going to be a bit chaotic. So each week is going to have a different theme. I'm not going to spoil anything too much right now, but and then people will be randomly assigned teams for the week, and you can make your team of 6 out of whatever 10 Pokemon you have. You know, there could be teams that are based off of like anime teams, or maybe like generations, maybe certain like color schemes, some other stuff too. So if you're interested in doing that, please sign up for that. We'll kind of adjust scheduling and stuff for that as well, just because I know people are super busy. But yeah, it should be a lot of fun, and I'm excited to kind of get back into the swing of things for APDL stuff. So apart from that, though, the last thing that I guess I can touch on with, since I am procrastinating in everything lately, the new Minecraft server is something that I am still working on. It's actually it's pretty cool. It's a custom built map, so I just went into like World Painter, and I actually like created like a 2000 by 2000 block like custom world, and we've connected it with like a rail system and everything. There's a bunch of different towns. The only thing that I have to do is I have to go through now and actually just like populate resources and stuff, which is like the most annoying thing I've ever thought about. But yeah, that's slowly in the works. Hopefully we'll have that open in the next, I want to say, week or two. But thanks for being patient. We should get that up shortly. Anybody else have anything that they want to touch on?
Yeah, I'm actually looking at putting together a little tournament for Guilty Gear and Smash Brothers pretty soon. We play like every Wednesday, and if anyone is interested, please feel free to like just select the role selection there, click on Guilty Gear, and then we can have you come by. We usually play every Wednesday around like 6:30 to 9, 6:30 to 10 there, so feel free.
Yeah, that sounds pretty hype. As for
Oh, it's a
like,
blast.
oh yeah, like I'd be down. I'll come down for like a little smash if you ever doing it there. I don't know about the Guilty Gear, but I'll
That's
be able
fair.
to tune in for the streams and stuff.
That's fair.
If
We could get some Smash going though.
heck yeah, if anyone's wondering about Tavern Night, that's sort of petered out a little bit, but it's going to be reinstated soon. Just sort of figuring it out. Right now, for the past few weeks, it's just kind of cycled between Rocket League and Dota for those who have played. So not
It's the
really
death
sure what the
of
status
Tavern
is.
Night
It
for
could be the death.
some
It
might
could be the
say.
potential death. You never know. No, but to those who are wondering, that is what the status is. But if you do play Rocket League or Dota, heck yeah, we can keep that tradition going. But we'll see. We'll see.
Okay, I'm back. Sorry about that, guys.
You're good. Don't worry
That's all
about it.
good.
All right, we're just running again. So I think we touched on everything, yeah?
Yeah, I think so.
All right,
Yeah.
cool. Well, you know, first time for everything. It's going to be scuffed, and it's going to be the way that it is. So that's it for the news. We're going to kick it to a short little transition, and we'll be back with some THT trivia. We'll see you in a second. All right, and welcome to THT Trivia, a segment where I'm going to ask my fellow co-hosts here some various trivia questions from the video game world. It actually works out pretty well with 4 of you guys being here, so I'll split you guys into 2 different teams. I'll put Sean and Garrett together, and then DJ.
I knew you were
and-
going to do the Canadians versus
Yeah,
the
yeah.
Americans.
Canada versus
Racist son of a-
USA. USA.
Let's go,
Yeah,
dude.
So we'll rock with that first. So the way this is going to work, each team's going to have the opportunity to answer 4 different questions. We'll just go back and forth. You'll get 1 point for correct answers, and you'll also be given 1 hint to use over the course of the segment. If you're unable to answer a question, the opposing team will have the opportunity to steal it. We'll keep track of point totals over the course of like all the episodes, and you know we'll have the coveted bragging rights as your prize for that. So
Let's go.
that's pretty much it. So I have 8 questions here. They kind of range from like some relatively easy questions to maybe some more challenging ones. So just remember, you do have the 1 hint to use. If you don't use the hint and you get all 4 questions right, I'll give you an extra point.
Nice.
Oh, that's what we got to shoot for, buddy.
All right.
All right.
Who wants to start?
We'll defer to Canada.
Okay.
Okay, let's do it. Let's start this up.
All right. So, Sauce and Lanky Paul. First question. One that you might be actually pretty familiar with. Pretty simple question. In Rocket League, there is a starting vehicle that is given to you right at the beginning of the game. The first time you queue into it, it's kind of the main car for the entire series. What is the name of that first car?
Oh God, I use this car.
So
I
for
don't know.
for instance, there's a few other, like the Merc is the bus looking one.
Oh, it's the Merc is the MVP. Same with the
There's-
Scarab. If you're really trying to like, I don't
Uh-huh.
know.
Yeah,
The,
but
Is it starts with a? It's a O. I want to say it's octane.
is that your final answer?
Oh, I don't know.
I honestly haven't. I don't know. Okay, we
I'm
got
feeling
like.
confident with that. Do we want to go with that?
I'm down with that. I don't really know too many car names. To be honest.
Octane,
go-
your final answer?
Yeah,
Let's
I'll
do
lock
it.
in.
All right.
Let's do it.
Octane is correct.
No,
No!
let's go, dude. Yeah, I was nowhere to be found with
Oh,
any
yeah.
answers of the kind.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
actually really proud of
Yo
you for
was in
remembering that.
unison.
Hell yeah, Sean.
Yeah,
Thank
nice
you.
work.
Thank you.
All right, perfect. So that's a point for you guys. We'll kick it on over to DJ and Josh now then. So your question is
Raspberry.
raspberry. In Minecraft, what is the name of the item
all
that
you,
allows a
Josh.
player to fly and glide around the world?
I think this is called the Elytra.
Is that your final answer?
Final answer.
Elytra is correct. Nice work there. So a point on either side.
Let's go.
Back over to Sauce and Lanky Paul in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate.
Oh my gosh.
How many different items can Peach pull out of the ground with her down special?
Do the different faced turnips count as different items?
Each turnip would count as one, yes. You don't have to name them all, it's just what the number is.
No, fuck. Hey, okay.
I don't know, man. I don't keep track of turnips.
I'm gonna
I
say-
just know that there's just
Oh.
turnips.
I want to say 6.
Interesting choice. Any other guesses?
Do we have a different number, Garrett? He's
Haha.
googling.
No.
He's Googling it.
no Google.
No, I don't even know.
I want to say 6. I feel like that's. I don't know. That feels like the number.
Is 6 your final answer?
It's up to Garrett. He can lock it in. I don't know. I don't want to be. I don't want to be just saying all these numbers. I want to say because there's the bomb, there's the sword, and there's the Saturn. And I want to say there's 3 turnip faces.
Remember, this is Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. It's not Melee, not Brawl, not any other game. It's Ultimate specifically.
Fuck, is it different? Is it different in Ultimate though? Is that the question?
Is there more? Is there maybe there's more because it's like
I want to say 6. Like he's trying to throw us off. He's trying to throw us off.
I don't know.
I'm gonna need an answer, guys.
We could do 6. We could do
3, 2,
6.
1.
Let's do 6.
All right, dude.
6 is unfortunately incorrect.
Is it 5?
Peach can pull 8 different turnips.
oh my gosh.
Also a Bomb and Mr. Saturn for a total of 10 different items. She can only pull the beam sword out in melee. So-
Question.
Yes.
I thought we were
You
going
said
to
we could steal,
Yeah, that's a great point. So let me
so we get 8.
you know, I can come up with just like a random question out of my ass here to give you a chance to steal here. Just give me a second to think. What?
Uh-huh.
Oh, okay. Valerie is here, and she offered a question. So, along the same kind of line here, how many different dress colors in Super Smash Bros. Ultimate does Peach have or is able to wear?
DJ, isn't it just 8?
It's just 8.
Yeah.
Is 8 your final answer?
Yes.
Yes.
8 is correct. So I will give you guys.
One's technically Daisy though, so
Yeah.
No, they're Echo Fighters, so technically that does not it doesn't count that
Oh,
way.
shit,
So
yeah.
so all right, so that point will go over to Josh and DJ, and that it is still your turn. Okay, so along this kind of the same lines as your first question. So question 4, Minecraft, the best-selling game of all time, has sold over approximately 238 million units. What video game, having sold 169 million units, is the second best-selling game?
Oh God.
This one's a bit of a tough one.
I think I know this one.
Second best selling game. DJ, what do you think about World of Warcraft?
Oh, this is our question?
Yep, this
Yeah.
is your question.
I don't know. That feels like a stretch, but I'm trying to think of like other games that have been around for a really long time.
Ocarina of Time.
Remember, you
Like the
still
original
have
Mario Brothers.
you
That-
still have a
I
hint.
don't.
We do. We've gotten a
It would've been
steal,
that
so
much.
maybe should we use the hint?
Nah, let's just hold it.
Okay. I mean, we did get a steal already, so we're ahead in points.
Exactly.
You want to just double down on that?
Sure.
What's your
Okay.
final answer then?
Sounds good.
I mean, do you have a guess?
Not really, no. Honestly.
Just throw something out.
All right, we're gonna go with World of Warcraft.
World of Warcraft is unfortunately incorrect.
Damn.
Do the Canadians have a counter answer?
I have a counter answer, but Garrett can take the reins here on it.
I'm like torn here between two.
Well, one of them could be the right answer.
I'm torn between two. I'm feeling like it's between like World of Warcraft or like GTA 5. But
World of Warcraft, they already guessed.
Hmm. They did,
It
and it
wasn't
was
there.
incorrect.
I'm thinking Tetris, personally. That's my guess, because I feel like
Ooh.
everyone plays that, even parents, like mom and
Sure.
pops, right?
That's a good guess.
Right? Like I'm just thinking, like
I
'cause it's
know, I
looking
don't
at
know.
the board.
Hmm. All right.
Right.
What's your answer?
Do you really think it's Tetris?
I think like it makes sense on a like selling
I feel like-
standpoint.
Bro, like
On a selling standpoint, though, like right, because like the other games are niche. Other games are niche, but everyone plays Tetris.
I'll give you 5 seconds.
I
It is
feel
your
like
call,
Four,
though.
3,
I
2.
feel like it's GTA 5,
one.
but I'll go with Tetris, dude.
What is your final answer?
We'll go Tetris.
Tetris.
Yeah.
Tetris is the third highest selling game.
Oh,
The second
What was the
highest
first?
selling game is GTA 5.
Oh, damn.
So no points to either team there,
Oh, it's okay.
unfortunately.
That's all good, dude.
All
That's
right.
close.
That
I
was.
talked you out of it.
Oh
Damn,
man.
dude.
Okay. Back over to Sean and Garrett. This is your actual question this time. Question number 5. In The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, there are 4 divine beasts that Link must progress through to free them from Ganon's control. What are the names of the divine beasts, and what tribes do they belong to?
Fuck.
All right, Sean, this is all you.
Oh, dude, I don't know. I played Breath of the Wild, but like I haven't played Breath of the Wild that much to know.
Never played a
that,
Zelda
right?
game, bro.
I
This
want to
is
say
all
there's
you.
like, oh fuck, because there was the Rito were in charge of the hawk.
Mm-hmm.
The
But I need the actual name.
I know. I'm trying. This is how I'm working towards it.
If you get
I'm
all the
thinking-
tribes or all of the beasts, but don't get the other, I'll give you half a point.
Okay, so the Zora had the elephant. One.
Correct.
The Rito had the bird in the sky.
Correct.
The Garuda had the camel,
Yep.
and the Gorons. I think it was was it supposed to be a lizard?
Mm-hmm. So
I'd say
you
it's
have
like a
all,
lizard.
You have all the tribes, so I'll
The
give
way
you
it
half
crawls
of a,
around.
I'll give you half of a point for that.
Okay, and
Remember,
then the
you
names.
do still have a hint.
I don't know if I don't know if we want to use the hint on this though. Should we, Garrett? I feel
No.
like
Unless you think you can get it.
I don't know. It depends what the hint will be. Because they're Zelda names. They're not regular names. You can't just like go like, oh
Yeah.
yes, it's this, right? Like the Sheikah made that shit.
Mhm.
Damn. There was I want to say there was a Varu or something.
I'm gonna need an answer from you
I don't have
guys.
answer for the names. If we're not using a hint, I don't know. We'll sit there. We'll take the half
Okay.
We'll
point.
take the half.
So-
We'll take the half.
Half of a point
Defer
to
the other half to them.
Canadian crew. DJ and Josh, if you can give me the names of the divine beasts, I'll give you guys the other half a point.
DJ, do you want this?
I know one of them's Varu.
It's Varuda,
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
Va Naboris,
Correct.
Varudanya,
Correct.
and
Oh, damn.
what's the bird?
You need all four for the half a point.
What's the bird?
Oh.
I'll give you
Don't
10,
think this
10
through,
seconds.
Josh. He's sweating.
Man, what is the bird?
5,
Word.
4,
Oh.
3, 2, 1, and
I don't have it.
Okay. So unfortunately, you won't get a half a point. So now it's 1.5 points for the Canadians and 2 for the Americans.
Oh, yeah. We're just
The name of that final divine beast is Va Meadow.
Oh.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, hey, I feel pretty good about getting as many as we did.
Yeah, for
That
sure.
was still impressive.
That one is like not named super specifically, but Rudania is just like Darunia, or kind of alludes to the name Darunia. Ruta for Rudo,
Oh.
and then Naboris for Naburu. So that's a good way to remember it in the future. But all right,
Never thought about
so back over to DJ and Josh for question number 6. In the original Pokemon Stadium for the Nintendo 64, minigames provide a nice break from traditional battles. There are 9 minigames in total. If you can name 4 of them, I'll give you a point.
that. Oh. We can steal this, Garrett.
In the
This is a
original
deep
Pokemon
cut.
Stadium.
Original Pokemon Stadium, not Pokemon Stadium 2.
Deep cut.
Okay, so
This one's a toughie.
Do I have to have the exact name?
Something relatively close to it.
Okay, so there's Ekans.
You talking about?
I don't know if I can accept Ekans Toss.
Ring toss?
Maybe skip that one for now and come back to it.
Okay, so
Oh, you had the Clefairy School.
I'll give the Clefairy one to you. That's Clefairy Says.
Okay, Clefairy says there is
You better not be clicking.
Rattata Run. No, I'm not.
Yep.
Oh, hit
Rattata Run.
Oh,
Run Rattata Run
Drowsy,
is another
yeah.
one. Yes, that's 2.
Magikarp Splash.
That's 3.
Oh, what's the drowsy one? Drowsy's Hypnosis or Hypnotic?
That one's got a fun name.
There's the Lickitung one too, right?
Oh, Sushi.
Sushi go
Sushi.
Sushi go round, right?
Yep,
Lickitung?
that is exactly
round.
it. So that's 4 technically. So you guys will get a point for that. So that makes the score 1.5 points to 3. The full list is Clefairy Says, Dig Dig Dig, which has the Sandshrews digging the hole. Ekans Hoop Hurl is the name of that game. Magikarp Splash, Rock Harden, where you're the Metapods and Kakunas.
Oh,
That one's fun.
Run Rattata Run. The drowsy game is called Snore War.
That's what it was.
Sushi Go Round, and then Thundering Dynamo is the one with the Pikachus and the Voltorbs. So
Sure.
So that is that. Back over to the Canadians, your final question. The character known as Super Mario has been featured in numerous Nintendo games since his creation. In which video game did Mario first appear?
Donkey Kong.
Donkey Kong.
Is that your final answer?
Yeah.
Yes.
I will give you guys an extra point if you can tell me what his name was, because it was not Mario in that game. Donkey Kong is correct.
Jumpman.
Is that your final answer as well?
Yeah, it is. Yeah.
Jumpman is correct.
Wow.
Wow, I'm actually really surprised that you guys knew that. That's awesome.
Dude.
It's like
Grew up with
culture.
that.
Mhm.
You have to know. It's passed down.
Yeah, for sure. So you guys will get 2 points for that. So you'll finish with 3.5. Josh and DJ are sitting at 3. So this last one's for the win for the day here. It's a Pokedex entry question. So it's Pokemon Alpha Sapphire entry reads, this Pokemon sleeps on the seafloor where it is otherwise devoid of life. When a storm arrives, the Pokemon is said to awaken and wander about in search of prey. Who's that Pokemon? If you guys want to
That
use the
Hunter?
hint on this question, I'll give you an alternate entry.
Is that Hunter or Gorbis?
I don't.
Oh, Storm.
know.
Storm would be Relicanth.
Your guess is as good as mine, dude.
It is worth mentioning that you did get a question wrong, so you lose nothing by using a hint if you want. If your guys are confident, though, you can definitely lock in whatever you want.
Oh, okay, so the bonus point only counts if we actually got all 4 right.
Correct.
Oh.
Okay, yeah, I'd do the hint then.
Yeah.
What does it start with?
All right. So your hint, I'll give you a second entry. So it's Pokemon Sword entry reads, with the arrival of a storm at sea, this Pokemon will show itself on the surface. When this Pokemon and a Dragonite meet, a fierce battle ensues. Who's that Pokemon?
Is it Gyarados? DJ?
Sure, sounds good.
Okay, let's go Gyarados. Final answer.
Gyarados is unfortunately incorrect. The correct answer is Kingdra.
Oh, damn.
Oh,
Was the
shit.
first one
Okay.
Relicanth? Was the first one Relicanth?
Oh no, it's the same Pokemon. You know, it's
Oh.
so the second Dex entry is just from a different game, but it kind of breaks it down just a little bit more. So
Okay.
all right, so the Canadians will take the trivia
Oof.
this time around. So congrats,
Okay.
to you
Let's
guys.
go.
We're gonna kick it on over to a quick transition, and we'll see you guys for our main topic. We'll be back in a second.
This time.
And welcome to our main topic. Our main topic today is our favorite game series. Just giving you guys a little bit of an insight to who we are and the things that we enjoy. We'll also have a little section at the end here of the mailbag where you guys can tell us your thoughts too. So I think the best way to do this is to kind of just go around in our metaphorical circle here and just kind of talk about what your favorite game series is, kind of what makes it special for you, and then just whatever other extra thoughts that we have. So let's start with Lanky Paul, Mr. Sean. What's your favorite
Jesus.
game?
Dude,
Favorite
you're
game
putting me on the
series.
spot here. So favorite game series. I feel like I'm gonna have to go with Mega Man.
Oh,
I
really?
don't know.
Okay.
I just grew up with them, playing them a lot on the NES. You know, playing it with my little brother at daycare. Just like the excitement of all the music, and those games had some bomb ass soundtracks. And like when you finally beat that hard boss, you got that power up, and then you use it to like take down the other bosses, and just like the whole progression feeling. Like they even got it so good back in the day, and I feel like today like there aren't as many really releases as I would like to see, but they're still kind of pumping out a little bit of love to the Mega Man series, and I'm very excited to see what they're going to do with Battle Network going forward too, because they're recently going to port all the Battle Network games to Switch pretty soon, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Right?
Cool. Yeah, I mean, I guess I could have guessed because you play Mega Man in Smash, but I had no idea that you like the game so much. I personally have never played a Mega Man game, so I can't really speak for it.
Oh, you need to change that, my man. They're transcendent.
Oh, yeah?
You'll be a better person, better version of yourself after one of those things.
I'll have just like an enlightenment. Sure. Any other thoughts on Mega Man, boys?
I would not have
Cool, I
ever
guess.
picked it for myself. I also have not played a Mega Man game, but it's kind of always something that's like, you know, I like the different, like, you know, you beat an enemy or like a boss and you steal its power. Like I think that mechanic is super cool.
Mhm.
So maybe it is something that I need to eventually check out and maybe try out.
Sure. Yeah, I this might break your heart, Sean, but I have never had the urge to play a Mega Man game. But since
No.
since you brought it up, I might do a little bit of research and see if I can't. Dive
So,
into it.
Sean, what's your favorite Mega Man entry then?
Oh, Mega Man 3 for the NES. It is hands down. It might be a special place in my heart because it's the first Mega Man game I ever beat. But I remember even just like booting up like say Sparkman stage or like Snake Man stage. A lot of the stages back then, the way it was like set up and how it was generated, it matches to the BPM of a lot of the soundtracks they put in. So it's like the level just feels almost like a cool fucking rhythm game experience mixed with like a platform shooter. And it's just, I don't know, the whole experience and like just how smooth the controls felt, like even back then,
Mhm.
I think it's still holds up. Like it's just an amazing game. And this is gonna be a really weird thing to like enjoy about it, but like it gave you like a little cutscene where you get the power and you would just see like 8-bit Mega Man like shoot at the screen.
Yeah,
You'd get like the new thing and it would show the power demo and it just I don't know, it felt super cool. Super,
sure.
super cool.
Yeah, definitely. That's cool. Maybe I'll look into it just a little bit in the future. But nice. All right. So who wants to go next? Wow, you guys are all so eager.
Garrett, you go for it.
Yeah, I'll go next. No, Mega Man's super cool. I remember I always wanted to play it, but never really had the console for it. Because instead, I was playing my series of choice, which was the Halo series. Is probably
okay.
one of my favorite.
Ooh.
I don't know
Probably
how
one of
I
my
guessed
favorite
that.
series. Halo is so awesome. I don't know. Growing up on Xbox, it was just a very cool and immersive world. I love just the magnitude of like all of the Covenant coming in and invading Earth and just like the vastness of all their intergalactic fighting and stuff. It was really cool because initially, just like reading up on Halo, it was initially developed to be an RTS, but they like
Mhm.
reworked the game into making it a first-person shooter. And that's so it's kind of cool seeing like later releases of RTS like Halo games like Halo Wars coming out too, which is
Mhm.
pretty sweet. But yeah, no, Halo is just super. That holds a really special place in my heart, and the campaigns were legendary as well as the music. And it was honestly, it got me into loving esports too, because it was back like when MLG was super huge and Halo 2 and Halo 3 were on the scenes and stuff,
Mhm.
and introduced some world building with Forge and everything. No, it's got it all. It's yeah, I love Halo. I'd say my favorite game out of like the entire series probably have to be Halo 2 because the story is amazing. There's a huge civil war, spoilers, but yeah, it's amazing. So the
Yeah,
mechanics
I
are awesome. Yeah, I don't know. I could go on.
yeah, I don't think anyone disagrees, honestly. It's like I have pretty limited experience with the Halo games, but like every time I have played one, I've really enjoyed it. So yeah, no, I think that's a great answer. Any other
Yeah,
thoughts on that?
I kind of
I didn't.
agree as oh sorry, you can go ahead.
No, go ahead, Sean.
Okay, thank you, my man. So as someone who like mainly grew up playing just the multiplayer, say like at Garrett's house with like a couple friends, I've never really experienced the story. Up until like I want to say about a year ago, I've been playing through like some of the Halo games in the Master Chief Collection with my girlfriend, and I have had honestly quite an absolute blast just playing the games. It feels like a really good co-op experience, and the story is like honestly not too bad. I always just kind of snubbed it, thought like, oh, it's just Halo, it's like bullets, but like it's actually like a triple A style story. Like it is the detail and character and world building that Garrett was talking about is just like it's done so well.
Mhm.
And then when the flood gets introduced, that's where it really started to like kind of pop off
Crazy.
for me. Yeah, it was insane. And that big parasite, and then like the Covenant, and then you're starting to work with that other alien guy that I can't remember the name of right
Arbiter.
now. Arbiter, that was it.
Yeah,
Mhm.
being able to play as the Covenant in the second game, just like immediately, like
It's
the
cool.
next,
Mhm.
yeah, it's very cool.
It's
There,
very cool.
there's a Halo movie, is there not?
Yeah, there's a Halo movie. I
They
think
made a movie?
like a series,
Yeah,
a TV series. I think.
I
It's on
think
Is
Paramount.
it
I think
Yeah,
they I remember
that Red
seeing
vs.
something
Blue?
about it. I don't remember if I ever
Red
watched it
vs.
though.
Blue.
It was a
Barbie and the
show
Chief.
made that no one even watched or read any of the
Oh, that's
games
disappointing.
on, so like it's not faithful in the
Mm,
least.
Yeah.
man.
Do you
Maybe
know what my favorite piece of Halo universe is?
what's that?
What is it?
The like 12 books that I have on my bookshelf.
Oh, you have the book series?
I
That's
sure
sweet.
do. It
That's
is
so
man.
cool.
so cool. I'll maybe drop a link or something for you guys, but um they came out kind of like when I was in high school, so way back in the day. But there's like a handful of different authors, so it's kind of confusing to try and like keep up and see, okay, what order do you read these in? But it
Yeah.
like goes back to like first contact on Harvest when like Avery Johnson first sees the Covenant, and you get like Master Chief's whole backstory, and you actually like get to see him grow up in one of the books. It's called The Fall of Reach, which is super good. Also
That's
turned
cool.
into a game. And then yeah, it's like you kind of like learn a lot of the backstory. My favorite book out of all of them is The Ghosts of Onyx. Um,
Ooh.
it's like it's like the Spartan, oh gosh, it's like the Spartan 4 program or something like that. So it's like next gen Spartans, and like Master Chief is like 30 some years old and off fighting in some off ramp, way out in the universe. And then they're like two of the original Spartans that he like grew up with are like training this next generation on a different planet, and it's super cool. Highly recommend the book series.
Sweet.
I would love to read those. That's yeah, that sounds so sweet.
Hmm. Reading books for fun is cool, right?
No, actually it is.
Yeah, for sure. All right, yeah, no, that's great. Josh, since we got a good discussion on Halo, what's your favorite game series? Let's hear it.
Oh God, I have been thinking about my answer to this question like all freaking day, and I am like waffling back and forth, but I think I want to say that oh man, that The Last of Us is my favorite game series.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Okay.
I jumped on the bandwagon really really late. I did not play the first one when it came out. I didn't play it even like the year afterwards. It was like when The Last of Us 2 got announced. I was like, man, this game looks amazing. I need to play the first one and like figure out what this is all about. So it was like during COVID that I bought the first one, played it in like a week and a half, like just ate, slept, and breathed Last of Us, like shit my pants on the nightly, just because it was like it's actually such a good game, and like I'm not usually one for like horror elements, but and I wouldn't really even call it a horror game, but the story is so good. And yeah, the first game has really there's some janky mechanics in it, but like it's such a good story. The characters are so good. And like the gameplay is satisfying when you run through it. And the second one like is up there with it might be up there with like my favorite games of all time. Like it's probably number 2 on the list.
Wow.
As far as like my favorite games of all time, and like Red Dead Redemption 2, Last of Us 2, like right up there. And I'm super excited for the HBO show that's coming out next year. And I could talk about it for hours, just like, the different systems and progression feels really good in the game, and it makes you care about the characters, and it makes you think about things a little differently. And
Sure.
like it feels like the whole game has like there's stakes to it, like there are games out there where it's like you're playing the story mode and you're like, man, okay, this is cool, but I'm kind of just like running through, and like I'm doing the thing, I'm going from objective to objective. And like in the Last of Us games, it's like you have this ultimate goal, and like the goalpost just keeps getting moved.
Mhm.
And it's like we got so far and we came so far, and like somebody that I really cared about like died or couldn't come, you know, the last stretch of the story. And it like it makes those moments like matter.
Mhm.
And it's some of the best storytelling in games, I think. And I will not be ashamed to say that like I cried during them. Like it's just super emotional and super good. And, the gameplay in the second one is awesome too. Like they tightened up a lot of the mechanics of just like running around the environment and combat and stuff, and they're well worth the play.
Sure. No, I think you explained it perfectly. So I have one question, and anybody that's listening to this that hasn't played these games and doesn't want any spoiler warnings, feel free to just like mute this section for like the next like 30 seconds to a minute. So I have not played the games, but I remember seeing Twitter just up in arms about this.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking Twitter, they're up in
How
arms about
did you
everything.
feel when they killed off Joel?
I so okay.
I'm genuinely curious.
I was not as upset about it as a lot of people. I think it was rough, right? Because you spend the whole first game playing as Joel, and like he's your guy. You've like gone to war with this dude, and like you really like his relationship with Ellie gets, you know, the highs and lows and the roller coaster of that. And like he's such a well written character. And then they like kill him like an hour into the second game, and then it's like you immediately feel everything that Ellie is feeling, and you're like, okay, I want to kill, you know, every single person involved with his death. Like I want blood. I want to go right now.
Yeah.
I want to go out and like hurt someone. And then, you know, you play the game, and then it forces you to play on both perspectives. And like you realize that like, you know, oh yeah, Joel's not a good dude. Like
Yeah.
you know, we love him and like he's so important to you, but he was not a good dude. He was like, you know, a smuggler and like killing people and like, you know, hurt a lot of people. But you don't think about that when you're like he's your protagonist, right?
Right.
And you know, it kind of does that 180 where you have to play as the other side of this kind of faction war. And it sucked seeing him die. And I thought after, you know, I had played the game for, you know, another 20 hours past that, it was like, man, that was super good storytelling. Like it got the reaction that they wanted. And while it sucked to lose Joel, it like made you care about Ellie so much more than you already did. And I think it was really effective.
Right. Yeah,
I have very little bad things to say about the game.
Yeah, for sure. I think it wasn't the fact that they killed him that people were like mad about. I think it was just how abrupt it was, and just like how like it almost seemed like it just like happened so fast, and he didn't really get like a moment, I guess you could say. But yeah,
sure.
I fully agree. I think even because I've watched like playthroughs of the game because I just like don't want to play it myself for whatever reason. But it's like I thoroughly enjoyed like seeing the storytelling and everything. So
yeah, like
that's a good answer.
Golf club to the face is a man, not a good way to go.
yeah, for sure. All right, DJ, let's go to you next. I'm pretty sure I know your answer already. I think all of us do, but let's hear it anyway.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it this way. You guys want me to be here and be like, oh yeah, let's talk Xenoblade. Let's go all off on Xenoblade. Right? Is that what all you guys are thinking right now?
I mean, that's my expectation, but
Yeah.
That's your expectation, right? No, that's probably my second favorite gaming show.
Can I guess?
Is it
Yeah,
Pokemon?
go ahead.
Fire Emblem.
It's Fire Emblem.
Let's go.
You literally told me that earlier too.
Okay.
It's like, don't get me wrong. If I had to name like my top 5 favorite games, Radiant Dawn: Path of Radiance is number 3. Like it's behind a Xenoblade game, and it's behind Witcher, and it's probably behind Majora's Mask. But as a series, as a whole, I love it. I grew up with it. I grew up with it more than I did with Pokemon, I'd say. And it's just transcended so much. like the stories are good as long as we don't talk about uh revelations and fates and all that. As long like we'll just leave that Fire Emblem entry by itself. But if we're just talking about in a general, like they have, as most people say, it's watered down rock paper scissors strategy games. But like the stories are usually amazing. Like if you listen to the music, soundtracks are always great. You see that with Three Houses, you get that with Shadows of Valencia. Like I don't know, it's just a fun series. Like I enjoy it. The fact that there's so many different challenge runs you can do to yourself, implement things, and it's a permadeath system.
Hmm.
Like it's what it grew up, and that's how it made its name. If they die, they're actually dead.
Hmm.
That's the whole goal. That's war. That's the grim reality. Even in a game, it's like, well, we're 3 hours down in this map, and I just had two people die. Do I want to restart, go through all that pain, or just to go back and see more people die, or do I just keep going, knowing that, the story's still going and all that? So I don't know.
Yeah, no, definitely. My favorite part of Fire Emblem was just like the random drinking games that you would do in your room a few years ago. That's um, that was a time, but
It's a good time. Good time.
yeah, no, it's fun to drink every 5 seconds, right?
Look,
But
you guys were concerned about maybe not drinking enough and not drinking games. I'm pretty sure we made all of our video game drinking games
I think that they were fair,
pretty.
pretty fair for the most part. But yeah, man, God, what was it? I think it was maybe like your birthday week or something. I just like
Oh, it
came
was the
over.
birthday week.
I
It
was
was. It was that
so
week.
sick that week. I felt like so terrible, and I just came over and it's like, yeah, we're just gonna play Fire Emblem and drink. And I was like, all right, well, I don't want to be like a party pooper or anything. And I was just like, and I'm a person that like sucks at drinking games because I just like casually sip and I forget that I'm actually playing a game, and it's just like it's just constant, and it was just like not a good experience. But but
Yeah,
no,
like I,
I
I still have those rules in my phone too.
oh,
Like I still have Fire Emblem
I'm sure you do.
drinking rules. And I have the Pokemon ones too. I
Sure.
have those ones still.
Yeah. Nice. No, I think that's a great answer.
Yeah, as someone who's only ever played like Fire Emblem Awakening, I don't have too much to say about the series, but I do love the permadeath system and like the way you say about like the world building and everything. Like I feel like something people don't talk enough about is the dating sim aspect of it, where you can like
Well,
actually marry
that's
the characters and then like you can pass on stats that way into the kids. I think
yes.
that is like one of the most fun systems that has been in an RPG, and I feel like it needs to be used more.
So that system actually that first started off in Fire Emblem 3 and 4,
Oh shit.
and then it disappeared all the way until Awakening. There's
No
still like,
way.
yeah, so in every game there's always conversation and supports and all that, and like a lot of characters don't get the support with everybody, but they're like very unique in every game. But yeah, like that system was like it happened in Fire Emblem 3 and 4, Thracia and all that, and then didn't come back until Awakening, because Awakening was thought to be the last grand adventure that the Fire Emblem series was supposed to have. It was supposed to be like the last entry in the whole series.
And then out came Fire Emblem Heroes.
Heroes
uh,
and Awakening.
oh baby. All
And
right.
it sucks because my favorite Fire Emblem game, Path of Radiance / Radiant Dawn, the GameCube and Wii version, are the worst selling ones
Really.
of all time.
Oh,
That's
And I
tough.
think they're so amazing, like, because like it's an actual huge, grand, epic tale, and it's just it focuses on such huge themes that you'd never think of. Because one of the major themes, which it's not like outright said, but it just focuses on the idea of racism and fighting all that between the Bjork and the Lagoos, and it's just all the story's so amazing. The characters are so fun.
Mhm.
Great place to start for series 2. If you want to start with Path of Radiance, then Radiant Dawn, that's a great place to start.
Sure.
Hmm.
Definitely. All right. I think that leaves just me then, huh? So,
Yeah, dude.
you know, it's like we thought we would predict DJs, and he kind of proved us wrong. You might be able to predict mine, and I promise you that you're actually going to be correct. Um,
I
and
guess
and yeah, go ahead.
Legend of Zelda.
Zelda.
Yeah, I'll
There
be
we
the
go.
normie and pick the Zelda series. I just like, man, but before I say that, I would like to actually just like not series wise, but game wise, a very close second for me was actually Elden Ring, and like
Really?
I had
That's cool.
never played
Oh,
like a Souls like game like ever before, but I absolutely loved Elden Ring. When it came out, I sunk like over 100 hours into the game in like such a short period of time. That game is
Damn.
just like absolutely incredible. So like even
does
if
look.
you've never played like a Souls like game before, I'd highly recommend playing that because it's amazing. But no, as far as the Zelda series, it's like, I mean, I'm gonna say just about like what every Zelda fanboy is gonna say. They're just like, I just grew up with the games. They were so like, I vividly remember like being a kid and, you know, having my Nintendo 64, just sitting in my room and playing Ocarina of Time. But like at that age, I couldn't get past like the water temple because my brain wasn't capable of processing how to go through a dungeon. That actually confused me. But no, we had like a full like strategy guide that our cousin gave us, which I still have, by the way.
Hell yeah, dude.
It's very beat up and very tattered, but I still have it, you know, after like 20 years or whatever it is. And Ocarina of Time is my absolute favorite game of all time. It's man, I just like, and I don't even really know what to say. It's just like I thought that everything about it was just so perfect. And like my favorite moment ever in those Zelda games is just like the very first time that I got to the very end of the game, and you know, you run down the castle after defeating Ganondorf, and you run out to the battlefield, and then Ganon pops up, and then Navi comes over, and like the music is just like so befitting of the situation. Navi comes over and says, "This time he won't hold me back," and I was like, "Oh man, tearing my heartstrings." It was just like such great storytelling for like a game that came out at that time. And you know, over the years, it's like I've beaten this game like 50 times, I swear. And it's like
That's probably not even an exaggeration at this point.
no, it's like I got into speed running the game, and like I started you know, exploring new ways to entertain myself with it. And then I started learning how to like speed run Breath of the Wild recently. And like Breath of the Wild, I mean, we don't really need to say anything about it. It just kind of revolutionized what like an open world experience in any video game is like. And
Not
you
even
know,
the best Zelda game by
I,
far.
yeah, I would tend to agree. Actually, it's
I
definitely up there. But
I'd still say Majora's Mask. I don't know.
uh, I hate on
Majora's Mask,
Majora's.
Twilight Princess, then Ocarina.
Yeah, I hate on
I
Majora's
feel like
Mask,
this
but I
is a segment
still,
we need to do.
yeah, I still enjoyed Majora's Mask. I still liked the game, but yeah, like I said, or like Josh said, that's a discussion for another time. But
We
no,
still haven't
even
done a
like
Zelda tier list either, with the princess
true,
designs that
true,
we
true,
had
true.
planned for 2 years.
Hmm. But
Sam.
but yeah, like even like I mean, Twilight Princess was absolutely phenomenal as well, and I actually really enjoyed Skyward Sword. I don't know how much it was worth it to buy like the remaster for the Nintendo Switch. I don't think it
It
was
is way
worth.
worth it. It is so worth it.
That might
Two
be a
different
discussion
opinions here.
for
Let's
another
go.
time too.
I
but
think
but no,
just for the
the
new refreshing way of the controls. That's all I'm gonna say. That's
yeah.
all I'm gonna say on the subject.
Right. I will say that the Switch made it like slightly more intuitive, but I don't know. Regardless, though, it's like the whole series is just like, especially the 3D games have just been like such a staple in what like I absolutely love in video games. And like Tears of the Kingdom coming out next year, I literally like, oh man, I can't even begin to tell you how excited I am for that game to come out. But that's something that we could talk about another time too. But anyway, that's it for our topic here. We're gonna cut to a short little transition and dip into our mailbag where you guys answered this question as well, and we'll get to hear some of your thoughts. So we'll be back in a second. All right, and welcome to the mailbag. So the mailbag is going to be a short little section that we do kind of at the end of each of one of these, where we're able to kind of ask you the same question that we answer in the topic here and kind of get your thoughts. So I have the mail submissions brought up in the Discord, so I'm just going to read a few of them starting from the bottom up here, and then we can maybe discuss it a little bit. So Max L 19087, our favorite Sammy boy, said that his favorite game series is the Assassin's Creed series. He says, the Assassin's Creed series is the closest one to get to time travel. Historical accuracy isn't a problem so long as the environment and design is true to the spirit of the period. The gameplay and story are all over the place, but that doesn't detract from the appeal. I've always loved history, and this series helped to foster that love when books, documentaries, and museums aren't enough. You guys played any of the Assassin's Creed games? What do you think?
I have played. Sorry, go ahead.
Black Flag.
Okay, so I've never played them, but I do have a friend who has played every game, and he's very big into history. He goes on digs all the time too through school, and he has told me multiple times that he has just maxed out the museums, gone through just to find like every like little bit of historical information you can, just because it can be cool to like experience it like you're almost in the period even though it's virtual, you know what I mean? Like it's like another way to kind of experience that art and that way of like telling history through a more like interactive experience.
For sure. No, I don't disagree. Josh, you were going to say something too?
Yeah, I have played most of them, almost all of them, most of them. And I think they are a great example of like a series that, man, when they get it right, they get it right. And it's so easy to get lost in those worlds and like really feel like you're back in, colonial Boston fighting during the Revolutionary War, and you're going around and picking up errands for Ben Franklin. Like that's super cool. Black Flag is, I think, my favorite entry in the entire series. The just Man, you want to play Pirate Simulator? Go play that game. It's super cool. It's like not like there are some entries that definitely are better than others, and like maybe miss a beat here or there.
Every series though.
Yeah, that's every series, and I think I really do enjoy playing them. I haven't played like some of the newest entries, like Valhalla or um, the Egypt one. I think the last one that I played was the Ancient Greek. Um, and that was really cool to be able to sail around and feel like you were a part of that piece of history. So I definitely see where our viewer is coming from. And I think it's a great, like, if you're into history, I think that's a great way to see a lot of different time periods.
For sure. And for those of us that know Sam, we know that like just how much history is a part of his world. So great answer there. Another answer that we have comes from CatFox1987. We love you, Quincy. He says, I gotta go with Outlast. Amazing first game, and the second is good in its own right. No other horror games can match this level of spook for me. I have never played an Outlast game, but they look really crazy.
Am I the only one here who has?
You might be.
Probably.
What do you think of them?
Okay, I love them. I've played a decent amount of horror games. I love a lot of horror movies, and for me, like scary games and scary movies, they're like both enjoyable on their own right. But I find games take it up a step further because you actually have to like experience it and actually like progress the story yourself.
Right.
You can't just sit back and watch it unfold, right? So Outlast is actually one of the first scary games I've ever played. I remember loading it up on my laptop. It was on sale. It was on Steam, Halloween sale. So I picked it up and I went to play it. And just like sneaking in the building, seeing everything so dilapidated, like blood spilled everywhere on the tables. There's like dim flashing light bulbs. And then you walk in this room and you see a guy hanging from his own intestines and he like flinches at you. All I remember doing is shutting off the game, closing the laptop, waiting for my brother and his girlfriend to get home. And then, like, after that, started playing through in a group. Amazing game when the twins get involved, and they have, like, one of my favorite video game characters ever involved. There's this mad doctor partway through that starts, like, amputating you with these giant scissors. And the whole game's just done so well. And the DLC for that game is, I don't know, it's got to be one of the most like uncomfortable scenes I've ever seen in a game, because in the
What?
DLC you're getting chased by this dude that's crazy and he's trying to like catch you because he thinks you're his wife. So when he does catch you, he actually like lays you down and straps you into this saw because he's gonna saw off your junk because he wants you to be his like wife. And like you do eventually get out, but like I remember like just being on the edge of my seat for all those moments, and I think they did such a good job of it. The second one, like it's okay. I definitely like it's no Outlast 1, but it is okay in its own right. I just think the fact that it's in a lot more open areas, um, that it makes it a little bit less scary. Like you don't feel like as on edge because you could hide in say a cornfield. I do think though, if they took these school segments from Outlast 2 and made that its own video game, it would have been a much better game. I've talked about this with a couple people before that have played it, and I really would love to see something like that or something like PT in the future, personally.
Sure. Great takes. I got no problems with it.
Word.
All right. Let's read one more before we kind of wrap things up here. Our last one, let's take this one from Mr. Edol. He says, my favorite series was the Pokemon Mystery Dungeon series, his Explorers of Darkness being my absolute favorite, as the game gave me a lot of nostalgia every time I played through it. The storyline as well as the boss fights were just really good. I am a big fan of the Mystery Dungeon series. I like Red Rescue Team was just like one of the few games of this series that I've ever played. I know DJ, you've played quite a few of the games, haven't you?
Yeah, I've played a lot of Mystery Dungeon.
Mm-hmm. What do you think of them?
I enjoy them, like the different formula kind of. Everyone, you get people get to play the weird fantasy of actually being a Pokemon, which it's cool and all. It's the fun for the most part. It's the only time Kecleon's actually good in any of the games.
Mm-hmm. I actually just watched I follow GDQ, which is Games Done Quick on YouTube. You guys should watch some of their stuff. They just like do speedruns of like every game imaginable. And I actually watched a Red Rescue, I think it was it Red Rescue Team? I don't know. But I watched a speedrun of it, and it just like actually the best character to get in that game immediately is Skitty. Skitty's like the most broken thing in the world in that game, which is actually really funny to see. It's like a 3.5 hour speed run, but like watching the game like optimize when I just had such a tough time with it when I played it the first time was actually really, really cool. So
Can I ask why Skitty? What makes that so
it has something to do with like double slap being just like an absolutely broken move. I think it just has to do with like the amount of time it takes you to actually like do actions, and like you don't have to wait to get hit in between and something like that too. Don't quote me on it though. I just think that that's kind of the way it is. But yeah, no, great takes. Thanks for all of our mail messages this week. We appreciate you guys. Any closing thoughts before we sign off here for the rest of the night, boys?
This is super fun. Can't wait to see more mail submissions. I think that's going to be like the coolest way to stay involved and to have a good time with the podcast. So get hyped for some more mail submissions, I guess is my thing.
I also think we should get excited for this possible Blood Bowl league. I think it's going to be very fun. I think it's going to be fitting like some sort of like sports sensation we need, because football season is going to be over pretty soon anyway. Why not make our own?
Yeah, for sure. And make sure you guys sign up for APDL Season 8. It's going to be a fun time. But with that, I guess we'll just sign off for the night. Thank you guys for watching this first episode. We appreciate you guys as always. We will catch you guys in the next episode. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
So we're all agreeing Skyward Sword Zelda is the best looking Zelda, right?